Sami Zayn was stretchered out after Raw goes off the air. Roman Reigns will be out for the foreseeable future, and a top WWE star has been drafted from SmackDown to Raw. Find out who it is in this here video. During last night's Raw, Sami Zayn came up short against CM Punk in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Shocking scenes after the final bell. Kevin Owens, black eye, hobbly leg, all the bananas. He comes out, attacks Sami Zayn from the rear, delivers a package pile driver, and then fans in the arena, they have a huge scoop, don't they, Fraser?
Huge scoop. Sami Zayn, according to fans in attendance, was rushed out on a stretcher from the arena. Of course, selling the attack from the package pile driver. I'm really enjoying how they're protecting that move particularly. The big talking point for me, though, is the way it looked like when Punk was leaving the ring and Sami was attacked. It looked like Sami attacked Punk from behind. Oh, because he was just falling all over him. I think this is a great way to sell the beatdown. It feels like we're going to get that match between them at. Is it a chamber match?
I think it's a
WrestleMania match.
Yeah, because I was after the Royal Rumble event where we have that shot of Cody Rhodes in the background looking at what he's done to Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn sort of choosing Kevin Owens instead of going over to Cody Rhodes, like consoling his friend who has just been battered and had his head put through a ladder that was made into a bridge between the announce table and the ring. I was thinking potentially that could be the genesis of like a Sami Zayn heel turn, and maybe Sami Zayn going off with Kevin Owens and being like a heel tag team, sort of act like they were back in 2017, 18. Sort of
Back then, the conspiracy when he was doing the little walk to the
McMahon.
ring. Yeah, you loved that
bloody hell. We could do it properly this time though, but no, they've gone the other way, and I think that's the big strong point of this WrestleMania season. We're still sat here after the Royal Rumble, and that WrestleMania card, I have no idea what it's going to be.
It does feel very, very unpredictable. More unpredictable than last year, even with the behind the scenes changes and all that sort of stuff. We used to
crave these days, Fraser.
I know, right? It's great.
I'm
loving it.
New world, right? More Elimination Chamber qualifying news. As we said there, CM Punk defeated Sami Zayn. A wonderful little match on Raw last night. There was a nice little bit where Punk's got Sami and he's pointing at the sign saying, "That's for me, Sami, you little bitch." And he runs through the corner like he's going to do a move, but Sami follows him across the ring. Helluva kick attempt, missed. CM Punk reverses, then eventually just goes one thing to another. Sami Zayn runs into basically a go to sleep.
Go to sleep, yes.
And then he's put away.
Put away for that one.
But that's not the only one, was it, Fraser?
No, indeed. We've got Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul set up for next week, and Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria set for next week. These came after Paul getting involved in Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus the New Day. New Day with some nice new music as well. We saw Logan Paul pull Rey out the ring. It feels like they've got some unfinished business from back when Paul took the US title from him a couple of years ago. I think this will be a good match. It's just weird to see Logan Paul wrestling on a weekly show still. Even when he occasionally does it, it's still weird to see. Yeah. Do you think he's going to the Chamber?
I think he's going to the Chamber.
Yeah, I think
he had a prominent role in the Royal Rumble. Not a very long one, but a prominent role all the same.
Yeah, final three.
He didn't. I was going to make a jab at your little tweet there. I assume that was you on the social media.
What one?
The one where he's just like, Jey Uso looks like the odd one out here, doesn't he?
I aged like milk, that one. He did look like the odd one out in that scenario.
Paul's in the ring, Fraser, goodness me.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, but that match will be happening next week. Roman Reigns flavoured news now. He's going to be out for the foreseeable future. Michael Cole with the huge scoop on this one, Fraser.
Yeah, so this, of course, comes after the huge double-footed stomp from Seth Rollins. That looked like it had like a proper mean spirit behind it as well.
The one on the floor in particular was one of the best curb stomps of all time, I'd wager.
One of the best. Yes. It looked as brutal as what a curb stomp should always be. Of course, this is written Reigns out for the time being. When do we think we'll see him back? Probably closer to WrestleMania, right? If they, again, it's like the package power driver. They'll really want to sell this beatdown. Yeah. Have Reigns out of that picture for a while, and then he can waltz back in and people can be annoyed that he's walking into a WrestleMania match in storyline. Seth can get a bit pissed off at that.
Yeah.
Do we see Seth, Reigns and Punk at WrestleMania?
On the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast Royal Rumble Special, which is live on this channel right now, I put my neck on the line. I was like, I reckon one of those three will hold the title going into WrestleMania.
Ooh.
There'll be a title switch, maybe at Elimination Chamber, and that'll be one of the main events because CM Punk will cash in his favour from Paul and get a main event. That was me spitballing and putting my neck on the line.
I quite like that. So taking it off Cody. I mean, I'll have to go and listen to the podcast. Gunter.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think Jey and Cody, because Cody's going through this story of losing all of his friends, isn't he?
That's true, yeah.
He sort of lost Sami at the Rumble, although that's not really been paid off yet, but I think we're spitballing here.
We are, yeah.
He was next to Kevin Owens, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
And who's his only friend left?
That's a good point.
Jey Uso, the man who won the Rumble.
Very good point.
God.
I think this would be fun to keep him away. Also, Reigns to keep him away from like the bloodline stuff that's kind of been going. That feels like it's a nice finish from that January 6th show on Netflix. It just keep him out of TV, but I do kind of miss seeing him on TV regularly.
Yeah. I just realised we didn't mention Liv Morgan's win in a qualifying match on last night's Raw. Thanks to disqualification, Rhea Ripley getting involved because Raquel Rodriguez kept getting involved in Liv Morgan's match with Io Sky. That brought out Rhea Ripley, and she thwacked Raquel, which then bled into a disqualification win for Liv Morgan. She's also qualified for her chamber.
She's got a good chance of winning as well.
I think so.
But also, if I feel like I think Jordan Grace might be in there, and I'd rather see Jordan Grace versus Rhea.
Yeah, there's a part. Obviously, Charlotte Flair was going to go for Tiffany Stratton, but in terms of who Rhea Ripley might face at WrestleMania, it's quite open-ended just based off what we saw in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I just don't want to see Liv Rhea again. We've seen that for so long.
We had the payoff on January 6th.
We had it done, yes. It's over.
A Raw star has been written off TV in quite humorous fashion. He turned into Arnold Schwarzenegger, so he did. This is Chad Gable, who basically says, I'm off to train with some luchas, puts on some sunglasses, I'll be back.
Yeah, he's off to train in the dark arts of Lucha Libre, and I feel like I'm enjoying this story with Chad. I think it's a fun way to have him regularly featured on TV and face fun opponents. I'm intrigued to see what the payoff is with him going away, and I hope we get like the training montages that we got with Sami Zayn and him, but it's him training with someone. I don't know who yet. I just want to make sure that he's got a good match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, definitely. I think they might have put a little storyline in the works here because he says in this promo that when he comes back from his lucha training to deal with these luchadors, because obviously Dom Mysterio gave him a couple of numbers a few weeks ago on Raw to try and like sort of give him some speciality people who might help him in that sort of field. But I reckon they might have Ivy Nile hold the Intercontinental title, and maybe the Creed brothers hold the tag titles on Raw, because he says to them, well, I hope you hold those titles by the time I'm back. Ooh. But what if they do? And he wasn't there to oversee it. Do they even need him anymore?
Yeah, that's a very good point. Is he too distracted that it's causing everyone else to fall down and not reach their potential?
Yes.
Oh, either way though, who's he? What luchador is going to be the next challenge him?
Conquistador will be one, I imagine.
Yeah, okay.
Disguised inside by who, I don't know.
I hope it's the Calgary Kid, the Miz in a mask, and then that's all we get.
Juan Cena. We'll get that one back.
There we go.
Everyone's favourite luchador of all time. But yeah, Chad Gable, it looks like, has been written off TV for the little while to come. And a top star has been drafted from Raw to SmackDown on Raw last night. General Manager Adam Pearce confirmed that as part of the transfer window, which apparently was meant to close over Rumble weekend, so I assume this is one of the last deals we'll see between the brands.
So.
AJ Styles has moved from SmackDown to Raw. And why is that? Andrew, Fraser, Dave, Jeremy, why is that, Dave?
Why is that? Because he's just back from injury. He's just back from injury. It feels like this will freshen up the scene for AJ Styles. He's been on SmackDown for quite a while now, and having him on Raw, boosting that top level scene, I think is kind of needed, but I just struggle to see where he fits in. Again, going at that WrestleMania period, it's very unpredictable. I would have thought he'd be a shoo-in for challenging maybe at Elimination Chamber for a title, but maybe you put him in the chamber match, and you have him doing some fun spots in there, and then you can go off and maybe him and Logan Paul again or something like that.
Yeah, you look at the top stars on SmackDown, your LA Knights, your Roman Reigns, we've all been there with AJ Styles. So going over to Raw is a right touch, I do believe. Yeah. Well done.
Phenomenal choice.
Yeah. Thank God his old themes come back as well. Great choice as well. Yes, last night on the channel, a Royal Rumble Cultaholic Wrestling podcast. It's official canon because it's got a number. It's one of the Cultaholic Wrestling podcasts, but it's just a Royal Rumble special, so to try and make it more bite-sized for you to consume. That's live on the channel now. WTF Moments will be live on Patreon later this week. What happened out from the Rumble is live on the channel. You can go back and watch the live stream if you want with Adam and Andrew from Saturday night. Any more content we need to plug, Fraser?
For patrons, there is Wrestlers of the Month, a brand new show, kind of like that Wrestlers of the Week we did back in the day. Jack has got that on the Patreon right now for $5 and above.
Yeah, we'll see you for a second, very sad, very poignant news video later today. Throw them up.